Hey, good day everyone, it's Duncan from Overland Journals. Welcome to another Thursday video. Today I'm going to talk to you about my little red book. See you after the show reel. So, welcome back. Okay, something I feel some of us don't pay enough attention to when we overland, especially when we go remote, is safety. I used to be just as bad. So I feel we spend whole lot of time, worrying about accessories for our vehicles, stuff to carry when we go overland, long distance trips. But something we don't pay enough attention, at least some of us, myself included, is safety. Because it's one of those things you in your back of your mind you think it's not really going to happen to me, but it's something you really need to pay a lot of attention. So I thought starting today, for the next couple of videos which comes out every Thursday, I'm going to talk about certain safety things that I have put into place or I put into practice when I go remote overland. Okay, so what is this book all about? Well, I would like to say it's where I keep everybody's deep dark secrets so I can blackmail them when I wanted to, but it's not. Okay, it's not. Um, could make a lot of money though. Okay, look, seriously, guys. So, okay, this is a book I keep in all my vehicles, whether it's my 4B where I go off-road touring or whether it's my daily runner. I keep one of these because I think it's very, very useful. Now, this book is into two sections. Now, the second part of this book is the one that's really important and relevant to this video and this series of videos that I'm doing. However, before I get to that, I'll talk about this first section while I'm at it. So I know we carry all sorts of electronic devices these days, and I believe in them too because they're the easiest to have around. All the information is in one place. But the thing is, in case of emergencies, those devices might not be easily accessible. They might get damaged. They might have run out of battery. You run all those risks. Whereas in the old-fashioned way of doing things, it's not the case, and it's easily accessible by anyone. That's the key word, anyone. So the first section of this book contains information which are useful to me and whoever is riding shotgun with me, usually in my case, my wife. So that information is, for example, regularly used UHF radio channels here in Australia. So what are the channels that are open to general public? What kind of channels should you use when you get to, say, a national park, and so on? These things, we tend to remember it, in our minds, but then we tend to forget that as well. So it's easier to have it in here, and you just flip through and you can figure that out. And at the same time, any other information I may generally need whenever I do a trip is in here. At the same time, when I'm doing my pre-trip planning work, if I pick up certain information, telephone numbers that may be useful along the way, then that goes in the first section of this book as well. Now, the second section of this book, I have actually tagged it so that anyone can see, and it says, read me in case of an emergency. And that's exactly what it is. So in this section, what I keep is information that's not more than being useful to me, to anyone who's assisting in the event of an emergency. So for example, and pray God it doesn't happen, but let's say something goes wrong and someone else, a third party, comes along to help, or emergency services arrives or whatever, and myself and my wife, we are completely knocked out, if I could use that word. Then somebody else needs to have certain information about us. So what I have in here is, first of all, emergency contact numbers, family members that needs to be informed. It's in here. So as a habit, what I do is when I travel, especially when I do these remote overland trips, I usually tell between 3 to 4 people where I'm traveling, what route I'm going to be taking, and so on. And their phone numbers are in this book. Usually it's the same for people that I keep informed whenever I travel. So their numbers will be in here, which hopefully will be useful to anyone else who's assisting. Secondly, I have information in here like, for example, medical conditions we may have, certain medications that we may be taking, and also certain medications we are keeping away from for whatever reason. It's in here. So this sort of information I feel is vital to anyone who's assisting in such a situation where I can't communicate, nor can whoever the passenger may be, cannot communicate across. It's in here. That's extremely important, I feel. So that is what this little red book is all about, particularly the second section of this book, as I said. So I hope you enjoyed and found this short video useful. I try to keep these videos short as possible wherever I can, because don't want to take too much of your time, but I'm trying to get that message across. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe and hit that notification button, because I bring out a video once a week. And if you got any ideas to share with me, maybe the way you do prepare for emergencies, leave a comment below, because I love to hear from you guys. And that's how I learn. I learn from everybody else. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.